Plaintiff, Destiny Mathis, was engaged to the defendant, and they have 2 children. Destiny claims the defendant was physically abusive throughout their relationship, and she has the pictures to prove it. Destiny petitioned the court for a DNA test because the defendant often denies that he fathered their children, and she's suing her ex for rent and utilities. Defendant Gene George admits that things between him and Destiny went downhill after he cheated on her, and he's countersuing because he claims Destiny destroyed his clothes with iodine and bleach.
Start with you.
I met the defendant in 2007. We have 2 beautiful little girls. Milan, she's 2 years old, and London is 2 months. I also have a 7-year-old son from a previous relationship that he's been involved with since he was 3 years old. Him and I got engaged in February of 2008, and I ended up calling the wedding off just 1 month before the wedding in March of 2010. I called it off. We were coming back from Indianapolis. It was myself, both of my parents, our daughter, and my son. We were coming down the interstate, and he hit me in my face. I had to swerve from a boy in a semi-truck. So I was just done after that. I mean, besides he's hit me before, I have police reports saying that he's hit me before.
How many police reports do you have?
I have 2 here of the more serious incidents. The other incidents, the pushing and shoving, I didn't even bother.
What is the other serious incident?
We had gotten into it about an argument about him not wanting to go to church. It was something real petty. So we get into this shoving match. One time I was holding our daughter and he reached to slap me, but he ended up slapping our baby. Another time we get into it, it's again about something ever so minor. It's about, actually, I think that he's cheating a lot because he's going a lot. And now I'm a stay-at-home mom. I had a very successful career as a surgical technologist, been one for 6 years.
So he's gone a lot.
He's going a lot. At the time he was working.
Does he come home with a check?
When he was working, yes. Sometimes,
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, but he would get off at a certain time, but then come home 4 and 5 hours after work. That would be my issue. I would be home with a newborn, and I'm tired. I'm hungry, you know, things like that. And
how often would you all fall out?
In the beginning, it was about every month.
So when you all would break up, would there be violence every time?
It wouldn't be violence every time, no. When we would break up, he would break up so he can go to the club that weekend, and then like that Monday, he would apologize.
Did you all ever renew your relationship after the wedding was broken off?
No. I have the picture of me in the dress. The dress is paid for. I still owe the hall. I have bridesmaids that have the dresses. I have invitations.
You should have sued him for that as well as the rent and utilities.
Well, that would put me well over. But it's just, I'm suing for what's relevant, which is housing for myself and my 3 children.
Let me see your pictures.
We face homelessness every month since he's moved out.
Does he pay child support?
We actually went to court for child support, and the judge had ordered a 0. This is our beautiful, beautiful kid.
The judge said he was a 0.
No. The judge.
Well, if everything you say is true, he might have been right about that.
The judge
Hopefully
ordered
what you're saying is not true. That is a beautiful dress.
The judge ordered the support amount to be 0 because we were living together at the time. Ever since that,
It's a beautiful family picture with the exception of him. He looked mad.
Yeah. And you know what? That day we got into it that was at my baby shower. I had my daughter 6 weeks early, and we had just gotten out the hospital. I was bleeding profusely. I was trying to get in contact with him. My son called. We had to call the ambulance because I couldn't get in contact with him, and they rushed to the hospital, and I had my daughter.
All the stuff you're saying isn't true, sir. You tell me. She's painting you out to be a real low-down dog.
No, sir, it's not.
You give me some background.
I admitted I did cheat on her, and from that point on, the relationship took a toll downhill. Some of my clothes were destroyed. She brought items up to my job, put iodine in my underwear to make it look like I had skid marks. She embarrassed me.
You had skid marks in your underwear?
Yes, sir.
She didn't have nothing to do with that.
She put iodine.
You just nasty. We don't need to hear all that.
She put
So
iodine.
let's talk about what you did. She described all the things you did.
I said it wasn't true.
None of them?
No, didn't happen that way.
I have a
I didn't ask you that way. You said none of them are true at all?
None of them.
Okay, so how often did you all fall out?
About what she said, once a month. Once a month.
All right, so some of what she said is true.
Yes.
What is it you want to
I
show
have a
me?
statement from my son when we were coming from Indianapolis. My son wrote, actually he wrote you a very personal, cute letter he wants me to give to you later. These are the police reports of the more serious incidents in July 2008. After I found that he had cheated on me with this girl, she had 7 kids. I was working, he was not working, so he slept with this girl for money.
You went for that, he slept with a girl for money. Ain't nobody paid this man for no sex. Who are you kidding?
Well, actually...
You sound crazy. Ain't nobody paying this man for sex. Now let's move on. Now you're hurting your own credibility if you believe that.
I know.
Let's move on. Let's move on, sir. And you deny everything, but this child, Silas, says he observed you hit her in the face. He's lying, you believe?
I didn't hit her in the face.
I said, that's why I said he's lying.
Yes.
Whew. Did you ever prosecute him for any of these things?
I did get a restraining order in July of 2008, but I ended up dropping it because I felt like, well, actually, I dropped it for dumb reasons. And I have pictures.
You know what he could say? He could say they were dismissed because you lied about the police reports. So your failure to follow through gives him an out. Now, what pictures do you have?
I have pictures of him, the incidents and stuff. Of
They
the marks
show
and
your
stuff.
injuries?
Yeah, show my injuries.
Okay. On your shoulder and your neck, there are bruises. Watch this. You know anything about this, sir? Nope.
Yeah.
What happened?
We got into altercation.
Okay. Do you remember telling me that none of what she said was true?
Yeah, I did.
So this is the second lie. Here's another one. On August 19th of '09, did you do that to her lip?
Yes.
Give me some pictures of the men he did this to.
There aren't any.
There aren't any, right? Because men who beat women are usually cowards. All right, let's get to the rent and utilities.
He made the rent payment for the final month of the lease in December, and I haven't gotten a rent payment from him yet. I ask him every month, do you have the money for rent? No, I don't have it. He tells me to do sexual favors to get the rent money because he feels
That
like
is
just
not
because.
true.
Okay, I have the text messages to prove that also.
Man.
Right there. He tells me to live off my parents. My parents have done more than enough to help me. They help me with my kids. When he's not around, whenever he and I are into it, the kids aren't his, which is why I petitioned the court today for a DNA test.
He says, I can care less what you're doing over there, so blank, blank, 1,000 blanks. And do whatever it is you got to do to maintain or live off of your parents. Tell her to do whatever her and the kids got to do to maintain. I got you, Doc. Big fella, real man. Do whatever you got to do for you and the kids to maintain. Anything you want to say, sir, man?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was also countersuing too for my damaged clothes.
What is that for?
She poured bleach on my clothes, poured lighter fluid on my
Get
clothes.
those skid marks out.
Get the skid marks out. Yeah, bleach is used for skid marks. That's a good observation. Yeah, that's what you put bleach on this to get the skid marks out. That's not damage, she helped you. Unfortunately, sir, everything you've said thus far has been proven to be a lie. So I can't believe anything you say. I'm going to dismiss your claim. Do we have the DNA? Let's get that. You work, sir?
No.
Don't work. When was the last time you worked?
I got laid off in 2009, October.
So you haven't worked since 2009. You have a skill of any type?
I do electrical work with my father.
Were you trained?
He's training me.
Okay. Gene George is the father. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Well, I'm glad it's all over. hopefully we can be good parents for our kids.
I'm happy it's over too. I still have a great amount of respect for Gene. You know, he is the father of my children, and I just wanted us to go forward and be positive